don't say. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Elizabeth, and today we're gonna make Seco, which is a typical Ecuadorian dish. But I like to call it Seco de Vegan because it has tofu and seitan in it. So I'm gonna show you step by step how to make it. So right here we have tomato, bell peppers, and onion. And these three vegetables you use to make something called a refrito. Refrito is what gives the food flavor. So all we gotta do is cut it into fours. This is a small tomato, but I'm gonna cut it into fours either way. And we're gonna throw all the vegetables in a blender. So I'm gonna throw these in the blender first. And then we're gonna do the bell peppers. So I got these bell peppers from my garden. I grow indoors, so anything is possible. And then I'm just gonna cut around. Now you see all the seeds in there. I'm gonna throw all these seeds out. Rinse the seeds away to get a clean piece. So since we're blending everything together, we don't have to chop it up so finely. When you make refrito with other foods, you chop them all up and then just throw them in the pan. But this time we're just going to throw them in here. So I used about 2 tomatoes because they were small, so you can use 1 medium tomato or you can use 1 large bell pepper. The more the better. You'll get more food. I'm also going to put a lot of protein in it, so I want to use a lot of vegetables. I'm using this onion right here, the white onion. And everybody cuts their veggies differently, but I'm just doing it the easier way. To me, this is easier. We got the onion. I'm just going to rinse it out. Okay. Same thing. I'm just going to cut it into fours. So I'm going to use this organic vegan beer. Not all beers are vegan. They should be vegan, but unfortunately they're not. So make sure you do your research. I did get this at Sprouts. Actually, I got everything from Sprouts. I always go to Sprouts. So you're just going to put a little bit in the blender so that we can almost liquefy it. That should be enough just to blend it. Okay, I'm going to use a NutriBullet today. I love the NutriBullet. It's very effective. I think better than a regular blender. And I just put the top on. And then you just blend, and you do it in slow pulses. You don't want to do it all at once because there is beer in there, and you need some of the air to escape, you know, within time. Even though the name of the dish is Seco, it's not Seco at all, which means dry in Spanish. It's actually a very juicy meal. Add a little bit more beer. Oops. forgot to add one more ingredient. So I'm going to put that to the side. And I forgot to add garlic, which is very important. My eyes are still burning from the onion. But I'm going to use 3 cloves. Unless they're very small like this. I'm going to use more. Because garlic is what gives the food flavor. I like to use this type of garlic versus the powdered garlic. I think it has a different flavor. But you can see also they still have like this shell. So the best way to remove that is to hold it like this on the cutting board. And then hold your knife right above it and just press it. When you do that, it kind of cracks that shell and it peels right off. Okay, and then you're just going to cut off the ends. You can see the ends there. You just take the knife and cut it. Eyes are still burning from that onion. Okay, so you just throw them in the blender again. And I'm going to continue blending this. Messiness. There he goes. Alright. Alright, so that's the most important part there. This is going to give all the flavors in the food. Smells good. Okay, so the next step is we're going to get this pot here. We're going to heat it up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in the pan. Slippery too. Use this coconut oil that I also get from Sprouts. I literally have nothing left, but I don't need much. I'm not going to need much. I'll just put that in the pot. Just a little bit that we have left. If I run out, worst comes to worst, I have some vegan butter. Throw that in there. Something I help it fry a little bit. As soon as it heats up enough, when the oil is looks very liquidy, it's hot enough. Okay, I think we're good to go. I'm going to pour it in there and lower the fire to about 4. So kind of in the middle. I'm going to hike it up soon because I cannot wait. I feel like it takes too long when it's on medium. But that means you have to keep watching it, otherwise it's going to burn. Okay, so while that's getting done, I'm going to get the protein ready. We definitely want to add the protein as soon as the refrito starts frying. We're going to add the protein so you get the flavor. And then we're going to add more beer and some apple cider vinegar. Okay. So pretty much you're going to wait for the vegetables. You can see they'll change color, and that means that they're cooked. Once some of the beer consumes, they'll start changing color. You can leave that for about, I don't know, depending on how much you make. I made a lot today because I'm going to put a lot of protein in it. So I think we're going to wait quite a few minutes. Okay, so while that's cooking, we're going to start making our rice. I don't make rice, I make farro, which is, I think, better because it has a little bit of protein instead of just pure carbs, and it's also not bleached like white rice. So I'm going to make that while this cooks. I have it over here. This is a farro that I also get from Sprouts. It's organic. It's the good stuff. Okay? So I'm going to make about a cup and a half, maybe. A medium-sized cup. I'm gonna add some water to it. Okay, so about that much water. And then I'm going to put 50% Farro. So first I'm going to let this heat up because it was in the fridge and it was cold. I'm going to lower the fire to the refrito back to 4. I heightened it a little bit just so it can speed up. If the refrito is not cooked all the way, you will not get the same flavor. So it has to be cooked in order for you to get that really good tastiness in your food, I guess. So the next step that I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for that water to start boiling, add the Farro, add some salt and some color. And then I should probably also start getting the protein ready because the refrito is almost done. So remember, for my protein, it has the seitan. This one I also get from Sprouts. I'm going to try making it next. So we'll see how that comes out. Doesn't seem that hard to make. I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to start on the tofu actually, which is also organic and it's sprouted, so it's easier for you to digest. So I'm just going to drain the water out. Just drain all that water out. And then come back to the board. I'm just going to cut it up into cubes. So I just cut it right in half. Cut it in half again. I'm going to go right down the middle here. And then since I want cubes, I just keep cutting them. There we are. Now we're going to check on our refrito real quick. Put a lot of beer, so it still needs some time to consume. So we're just going to let that keep going. We're going to add some salt. I'm using this pink Himalayan salt here. Actually, I'm reusing this container, and I'm using this brand actually, and I just refill it. Much better than white table salt. You should do your research on that. There's a lot of bad things in white table salt. Oddly enough, they do still use animal products to make it into a fine salt. So I'm just gonna put some salt into the refrito. I eyeball everything, but I'm gonna estimate that it's about 2 teaspoons, depending on how salty you like it. It's up to you. This is a small spout, so not much is coming out. Okay, I think that's good. It's about, what, 2 teaspoons of salt. If it needs more, you can always add more. I'm going to give that a little stir. Smells so good. Okay, and we're going to add the tofu and the seitan in a bit. I'm going to open the seitan only because some pieces are too big. These are just too big. I'm going to pour out this juice that's in here too. I don't really want that juice. I'm going to pour that seitan out here. The pieces are too chunky. And they expand a little bit and they absorb all the juices. Looks so weird. Looks like meat. It's kind of weird, but it's not meat. It's actually wheat gluten. So we are good. Everything is 100% vegan. Now we're gonna, since that is cooking, we're gonna start making the plantains. These are so yummy. They go so well. A lot of Ecuadorians eat this. Ecuadorians put this on almost every plate that they make. Before I start with the plantain, let's go check on our water so we can add the Farro. So it looks like our water is boiling already. I'm going to add about 1 cup, about 1 cup worth of Farro. pour it in the boiling water. I think I'm gonna add about half a cup more. So I'm gonna add about half a cup more. I think that should be good. Okay, and then to my farro, I'm going to add salt. Just a little bit, just because we already have some in the Seco. And then I'm going to add some turmeric and paprika. I'm adding turmeric for color. So usually when they make the rice in Ecuador, they add color. And they use like B-hole or something, but obviously I want to use a better alternative, which is turmeric root. It's really good for you. Just add a little bit and it'll make a big difference. I'm saying about maybe half a teaspoon, not too much because it's a strong flavor. I'm going to add cayenne pepper because it also changes the color and because I love spicy. It's just a little bit because it is strong as well. I'm going to give it a little stir. I'm going to lower the fire here. Very low here to minimum. I'm going to go back to it right now. I'm going to add a little bit more coconut oil to the farro. I know I'm running out, but I'm going to try to scrape as much as I can. Just so it won't stick to the pot. Alright. And we're just going to let that work its magic. When the water consumes, we'll add the lid. Let's go to this delicious refrito here. We're going to add our protein. Looks about cooked. You can see the color change in the refrito. Okay, so I'm going to add the protein now, especially the tofu. Especially the tofu. Okay, so we're mixing the tofu in there. It's a lot of protein. We're going to add more liquids as well. What we wanted was that refrito to get nice and cooked. I'm going to add those fake chunks of meat. Give a little bit of a stir. What I want to do is add more beer. So I'm going to add more beer. I'm going to add, like I said, I bought everything. You can never put too much, but also don't put the whole bottle. I'm going to say maybe about half a cup. Okay. See, that makes it nice and juicy. We're going to pour that over the farro. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to grab the vinegar. So usually when my mom makes it, she uses the white vinegar. Of course, I want to use better alternatives, so I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar. The raw apple cider vinegar. Also get from Sprouts. And with this one, you don't want to put too much either, but it does make the food taste so good. So I'm going to put about half a cup. About half a cup. Okay. And we'll let that do its magic. We'll give it a little stir. Just gonna let the protein grasp those flavors. And now we're gonna get to the plantain. So what you do is cut both ends off like this. Trash. Just take this peel off. And just a little tip, the blacker the plantain, the better. The sweeter the plantain is. And you can cut it the long way, or you can cut them in little circles. Today I'm going to cut them in little circles. You don't want to cut them too thin or too thick. So you can kind of see how thick that is. Cut them too thick, they won't cook very well. Cut them too thin, they'll burn. So I just remembered I don't have coconut oil and I have to fry these, but I'm going to improvise and I'm going to use the vegan butter. So you usually get a large pan or a small pan depending on how much of the maduros you're going to make. And then the farro, the water has already consumed, so we need to add the lid if you want to check it out real quick. See how the water is consumed? That's how you know you gotta add the lid and lower. You're gonna lower all the way to the least and just let it sit, let it cook. Let's go back to our refrito right here and the seco all together with the proteins looking good. I got it on a very, very low heat. Very low heat. And then soon I'm going to add the lid because I don't want all that juice to consume. But for now we'll let it brew. And then we're gonna add some butter to that pan. Usually I use regular oil, you know, coconut oil. But I'm out, so I'm going to improvise and use the Earth Balance vegan organic butter. It's delicious. So I'm just going to add about a teaspoon and a half. Actually, maybe a tablespoon. A little vegan butter never hurt anybody. So we're just going to spread that butter all around. What is that thing there? I'm just going to spread that butter so you can scoop it up right there. And we're just going to add the plantain that my mom gave me because there wasn't any ripe plantains at Sprouts, so she saved me with this one. Usually most Ecuadorians have plantains and avocados at their house. Let them sit for a little bit, don't flip them over yet. It's actually going to be really good because it has the butter. So you can see the edges of the plantains, they're turning a little brown. So that's when we flip them. See that? Flip. These are good. Seco's looking good. We're just about to add the cilantro, which is the last thing that we add. I'm just gonna cover a little bit just so the juice won't consume too much. It's pretty much ready already. But I like to let it go for a little bit so the tofu can absorb all those yummy flavors. Just a teeny bit more. By all means, use as much as you need. So I don't always cook this, but this is definitely a treat to cook. I usually eat really lean, like a lot of protein, like a lot of lentil stews, and just like protein and veggies, protein shakes, not that much carbs. Or even when I do eat pasta, I eat the lentil pasta, which is full of protein. So I'll make some stuff later that has all that lean protein in it. There you go. Okay, so I think the maduros look about ready. You don't want to leave them in there too long or they will burn. But they look good to me. I'm going to throw them on a plate real quick. I'm going to start cutting the cilantro because the seco is pretty much ready already. See, looks yummy. The smells are amazing. Too bad you guys can't smell it. Let me put this to the side. I'm going to use all the cilantro because it's really not much. Cut away a little bit of the stems and wash the rest. gonna finally chop it up. This is always the last thing you put because cilantro cooks super fast. So just about like that. We're gonna throw them in the pot with the Seco. Just dump it in there. This changes the flavor completely. It's crazy. Give that a little stir. Oh, this looks so good. This looks amazing. Alright, so we're just gonna let that cilantro mix in there and give it some of that yummy flavor. Still have it on really, really low. I'm gonna cover it completely. And then let's check on the Farro. Farro actually looks like it's ready. You can see the color change and how it absorbed the water. So it's not white, it's like kind of yellowishy. And this stuff is so good. I think it's better than rice. It tastes so good. It absorbs the salt and the turmeric. So this is ready to go. I always try everything to see if it's ready. You can try it too. Just make sure you blow because it's very, very hot. I like it a little bit al dente. So, which means a little firm. If you like it super soft, you can always add a little bit more water, cover it, and it'll get softer. Alright, so the last ingredient is going to be an avocado. So the last thing to do is to serve. So we're going to start with the Farro. I love this stuff. I just like to make a little pocket in the middle and put the Seco in there. Look at that. Look how good this looks. This looks like a legit Seco. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I'm going to put that right in the center. Protein packed. Put some of that juice on there. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Then we add some of the maduros. Yum. Then the last ingredient, last ingredient is some avocados on the side. And there it is. The typical Seco de vegan.